the host of Young One-on-One, the so far longest-running interview show with global movers and shapers on Chinese television.
Ending poverty, boosting shared prosperity has always been sort of floating around the World Bank Group. It's not, the ideas themselves are not new, but the fact that we've committed to measuring it and that we've committed to looking at all of our activities in this light has been really helpful.
Isn't that too optimistic? Too ambitious? What are some of the policies that have failed? How about the uncertainties? Have you taken that into consideration? You mentioned the outbreak of diseases, the Ebola epidemic.
What we need to do is to say, okay, there are these potential downside risks, these potential shocks to not only to regional economies, but to global economies. And one of them is going to be from pandemic disease. What we need to do then is to have an immediately dispersing mechanism that forces the world to have a plan that can potentially buffer the impact of these shocks. We're trying to get into really looking at the countries in which innovation has been greatest. What did they do between the end of the educational process and the building of entrepreneurial companies? What did they do to foster innovation? So we're going to look at the failures in that world, but we're also going to look at the successes and try to understand from them how to give the best advice. You know, it's really moving away from either big ideas or just small-scale, narrow studies. We're trying to say, here's your problem. We can identify the problem. You need to upgrade the skills of your working population. And here are 15 different ways that these things have either succeeded or failed. We don't know which one is right for you, but we're ready to work with you in trying to take these examples and making them work.
How can we improve the governance issue?
It's a huge cost, corruption. And you're right, there are studies from different parts that when carrying these subsidized grain and other things to the poor, the leaky bucket takes close to half of the expenditure. And
which is shocking.
Which is shocking, which puts fiscal pressure on a government. You're spending government money, taxpayer money on this.
Huge opportunity is that there's so many cell phones out there, so many smartphones, that people can take pictures and that people can understand just what they're supposed to get. The democratization of accountability, where people can really report in right away if they see corruption, that might hold some promise. We're looking at all those possibilities at once.
Mm-hmm. What are you two are expecting from our audience here, with people coming from across the world, to contribute to this common goal to end poverty and promote shared prosperity?
One of our central aims is now we want to be the organization that we're not going to invent all the knowledge to be diffused, but we want to be that group that is reaching out to everyone, everywhere, getting the best ideas, bringing them together, letting them ferment a bit and thinking about what are the principles that come out of all these great solutions, and then making them available to everyone in the world. Where people say it's not possible that the poor can participate in society, that the poor can have jobs, that the poor can have health and education, and we want to put that to rest forever.
Mm-hmm. I love the message from Jim and Kaushik about the knowledge sharing. I think someone, somehow, somewhere in the world has worked out certain solutions which can be shared across borders. Even those cases of failure could be a good knowledge to be shared. So I cherish that role of World Bank as a solutions bank, and I hope more people will contribute their thoughts here that can be spread even further.